Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited today because I have in this white bag I have my Denver Rose. Now she's not put together because all I did was send her head and limbs back to her artist for some maintenance. Last year I sold her and I always regretted to sell, and unfortunately for me I was able to do a trade with the collector that bought her from me off of eBay. And like I said, fortunate enough for me, I did the trade and I got her back. I sent her in to Severine to freshen her up, and I haven't seen her yet. So or maybe this isn't a bag, it's a muslin. So now we're gonna see, oh, her hair is a little bit messy. Oh, and I have her upside down. We're gonna see her here. Oh, she's got major travel head, but we're gonna brush that. Oh, that beautiful hair. Please excuse the travel head hair there. And here are her gorgeous limbs, her legs. Oh, excellent, excellent. Yes, and I can just feel that she's been matted really nicely. She didn't feel like she had any matting on her before I sent her, and she also had paint that had been missing off her ankles and different spots all over her vinyl. So she really needed to be touched up, and I can just already from first view and first assessments here, I can see that she looks really lovely. So let's see, what do I have here? We're going to brush her hair really quick just to get her put all back together and looking like a baby again. So Severine, she had a lot of missing hair as well. So Severine agreed also to touch up her hair, touch up her paint, and here she is. I love the way Severine roots her babies. She brings the hairline really down low onto the forehead. So we're gonna get some good looks in here while I can hold her up close to the camera. Beautiful, beautiful hair. This isn't my best brushing, but this is my all-time favorite kit. I mean, I love my Levi kit and everything, but the Denver Rose was, and I was discussing this with a fellow collector this morning, but Denver Rose was the first doll that when I saw the kit, and I saw the kit by Melissa George, that I absolutely had to have, and I really wanted this kit. And I tried to have her custom for me, and I was not satisfied with the custom that I got. And then I had, you know, after I wasn't happy with the custom, I just waited. I just, you know, every day was browsing eBay to see if there was any other artists that had put up a Denver Rose that I liked. And she's a small edition as well. She's not a very large edition, but I got lucky. Severine put hers up, and I knew the timing was right as well for me, and I just knew that I had to have her. So I did go over my limit when I bid on her, but she's back home. I sold her for like less than half of what I paid. I was going through like a funk in the hobby, especially, you know, being on YouTube and everything. It was just a funk I was going through, and I sold her all hastily. But look at her. So let me just get her body on. I got new glass for her because, basically because I wanted just everything to be fresh inside and out. I'm gonna fill it up to the elbow. This is per the instruction that I saw, so that her arms balance a little bit better. I'm gonna fill it up just to the elbow and then fill the rest with polyfill. So knowing how to put your doll together and taking them apart and looking up tutorials or, you know, asking how to put them together. I think it's crucial. If you're new to the hobby and you're afraid of this, really try to watch as many videos as you can about this, because it's one of those things that if you are a reborn artist, sorry, a reborn collector like myself, you really just need to know how to do that. You'll be taking your dolls apart and putting them back together a lot. Trust me, it's happened to me. And you also want to always make sure you have things like cable ties handy, polyfill handy, possibly a little bit of glass beads handy. Only because I had a situation where I was new to the hobby and one of the limbs fell off my doll and I freaked out. I was like, oh no, it felt like the end of the world, because I was so afraid of taking my dolls apart and not thinking I wasn't going to be able to, you know, put cable ties in. And it's actually some of the easiest things that you can do in regards to this hobby. So you always, and I didn't have any cable ties handy, so I had to wait like a week before I could get some cable ties in my possession so that I could put my doll back together, you know, fix her limbs. So I filled her leg up with glass up to here, and then the rest is just polyfill. And I'm going to put her back together. Came with these. I'm just gonna stuff it with some polyfill. Now I'm gonna put the top on there, that way it stays secure. So you're gonna wanna fill a stocking with the glass beads, and these are what the glass beads look like. So you're gonna wanna fill as much as you feel you want your doll to weigh. This is the Preemie, so I don't want her to be too heavy, but I do want her to have some weight because it just feels good to hold something with a little bit of weight in it. So I filled the glass up, and now I'm just cutting the top of the pouch. I filled it to my desired, you know, the feel and weight that I'd like. And now I'm just gonna cut the top of this off. And just save this because you can always tie it at the bottom, tie it at each side, and you can use this remnant of stocking. Where I got the glass beads from, I got them from Bountiful Baby. And they deliver pretty quickly as well. Now I'm going to fill her head with glass because I do want a little bit of weight in the head. I do like a floppy, realistic head that you need to hold up. So I put the stocking in there. This is the remnant. I tied the bottom and I put the stocking in there. And I think the easiest way would be with the stocking like that, and just pour a little bit of, pour some glass beads in there. So now that I've finished putting the weight in her head in there, I'm gonna stuff it with polyfill. You can put the weight on the back of her head, which would make her head really drop back a lot. Or some people like to put it on the forehead and then they stuff the polyfill so that it all around it and it's laying on the forehead. That way it kind of tucks in. And that's the way I like it. I like it when the head falls forward. So just depending on what desired effect you would like your doll to have, if you want the head to fall back, or if you would like the head to kind of tuck in, her chin to tuck into her chest, that's how you're going to decide where you're going to lay. If you can see the bag right there, oh, I don't think you can really see it, but it's right in there, and it's towards the forehead. So now I'm just going to put the cap in. Pop that right in there so it holds everything in place. That was kind of, I'm going to be a little bit willful in there. A little elbow grease. Now you're going to want to put the cable ties through the arm tubes, and you're not going to want to tighten it too far in and just make sure that you're not putting the arms on backwards. So this is the right arm here. This is her left, or excuse me, her right arm. So you're not going to want to put it too tight because you're going to have to slowly adjust it and you don't want to tighten it, you know, you don't want to zip them up too fast because you're going to end up tightening it, and then if you make it too tight, you won't be able, your doll's arms will not rotate. Sorry, I'm trying to put this head so the doll's arms won't rotate, and you don't want that. You want to be able to have your doll's arm. So you slowly start to inch this where it's still, the arm can still move like that. You see the arm still can move. Leave it there. It's a little bit loose. I'll probably adjust that. And you're going to want to do the same thing for all 4 limbs. And once again, making sure that her boom boom is in the back and the legs are going on the right side of the body, on the correct side of the body. Oh, you see, I think I just did that one too tight. Oh no, it's actually okay. I'll tighten that up a little bit more. And right here what I'm doing is I want to make a little boom boom for the bottom here to fill these little pouches, the little cinched bottom. So I took some nylon and I'm just stuffing it with polyfill so that the polyfill will stay put. And this is not the polyfill that I'm going to fill the rest of the body with. I'm just using this to fluff up, make kind of a pillow, a little pouch for the bottom. And I'm going to make 2 of these, 1 for each cheek. I'm looking at this and it might be a little bit too big, but you get the gist of it. The rest of the body is going to be filled with cluster fill. Now I'm going to fill the body with a little bit of cluster fill. Now the cluster fill is very, very messy. Kind of like your glass beads, just very messy. It's not as not cohesive, but stuck together the way polyfill is. This is a lot more loose, so I have it in special bags, covered and everything. I'll show you. It falls apart really easily, but it's such a soft, it makes your baby so soft. So just messy, that's all. So I'm gonna start putting a little bit there towards the bottom, and then she's a preemie, so her neck opening is really small, guys. But I'm gonna manipulate my hand in there and get some in there and get this started. So now I'm gonna take the pouch, her weight. This is gonna, I'm gonna put this in her right here because I want it somewhere in the center, a little bit on top of the polyfill, the cluster fill that I already put in there for her. And now I'm just gonna fill her up. Now I'm just gonna fill her up with more cluster fill to my desired squishiness or softness, or pillowiness. So you got your handy dandy cable cutters, and you're just gonna clip the excess, but first you're gonna make sure that these are adjusted, because like this is a little bit too loose still. See? That's better. Maybe just, yeah, that's good. Okay, so I have her all put together. I hope you guys enjoyed that process. And I went ahead and put this little dress on. I've been dying to put this dress on her. I think it's super cute. And Denver Rose is the preemie size, as I mentioned before. She is the Marita Winters kit that came out I think 2 or 3 years ago. I'm not exactly sure. I think it was in 2015 when she came out. But this was like ultimately one of the kits that I had to have, and I think that when I let her go, I was in a constant buying frenzy, and all the while I just needed this doll back. I just wanted her back in my collection. Her artistry is, you know, just surpasses everything that I can imagine a Reborn can look like for me, to my taste and my liking. And I'm really happy to have her home. I can't wait to get her dressed and put some different outfits on her. I have lots of things to put on her, want to try on her, and yeah, that's it. I just want to comment also on, you know, she was missing paint. They did add, Severine added some hair. And in all the spots wherever she was missing paint or paint had rubbed off, the paint was added back on, and she has a nice matte varnish on her, which is really good for preserving the paint work. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.